Hey gun people, we're going to talk about I was at my buddy's gun shop, and a lady came in, was kind of looking at tasers and talking about tasers or stun guns or pepper spray, and sometimes I help them out, or I fill in, or if he gets busy I'll help out, and they were busy, so I started talking to her, and I was like, why are you looking at a taser? Or she asked for a taser. They didn't have tasers, they only had stun guns. And I said, why are you asking for a taser and then you're looking at getting a stun gun? And she was with her boyfriend or husband, and she goes, well, I travel a lot, and you know, I'm by myself, so I can't always have a gun, because if I go to different states, their gun laws are different, so I wanted some sort of protection. And this is a common thing with different people about having all these different force options. Somebody asked where I carried my backup gun. When I was working, depending in the area that I worked, I'd have a gun on my ankle, I'd have my gun on my hip, I'd have my switchblade in my pocket, I would have a boot knife, I'd have another little gun in my vest, another backup gun in my vest, and then in my car I had all my long guns, which was a MP5, 45, an AR-15, and a shotgun. So those are the weapons that I had. And then of course on my body I also had, besides that, I had pepper spray, handcuffs, taser. Sometimes I didn't carry a taser. I wasn't a big taser guy because it looks too much like a gun, and I thought it was too easy to get mistakes. A lot of people are shooting, and I didn't like the training. I don't like that it's just like a gun, but that's not what this thing's about. It's about force options. And when people are asking opinions, or they're asking, what should I have, or should I have everything? And look, you can believe me or not, but the more force options you have, and force options or force multipliers, whatever the catchy phrase they're using nowadays to different uses of force. I got a baton, I've got a pin that's metal that'll stick you. I've got, you know, sunglasses with spikes in them that I can take off and stab you. Whatever it is, in a legal sense, the more force options you have, the more you're going to have to justify on why you used your gun, if you use your gun. So, and I told this girl, I go, you know, when I'm talking to her, I'm like, well, why do you want a stun gun? She goes, well, you know, in case I'd like to have different things, and if I have my gun, so I don't have to go to my gun. I go, well, you know, if you have all these things, you're going to be asked in court, why didn't you use these lower force options? If you have a taser, if you have pepper spray, mace, whatever your chemical choice is, if you have a taser, a stun gun, you know, brass knuckles, whatever it is, if you have all these and you shoot somebody, they're going to ask, or the defense is going to ask, or the prosecution's going to ask, why did you shoot and try to kill my client instead of using these lower force options? So it's my theory that if you only have a gun, you're in a better place, because that is your only option. Now, you don't want to go to court and go, well, I had a taser, but I leave it at home because I watched this Crazy Cop Rick video, and he says if I only have my gun, then I can use it, so that's why I only have my gun. Because that's going to get you in trouble. But I'm just telling you from a legal standpoint, the more options you have, the more justifications you're going to have to give on why you didn't do that. Oh, well, I pulled my gun out and I shot him. Well, okay, why didn't you use your taser? Why didn't you use your baton? Why didn't you use left? And cops do this all the time. We have to justify why we use deadly force and why we didn't skip this. Now, with cops, it's pretty easy, because we always meet force with greater force. We never go to the same force. If you pull a stick on us, we're going to go to our gun, because that's the next level. If we pull our baton on you, the next level is our gun. So if you pull a baton or you take our baton away, we're going to pull our gun. But if we don't have any of those options, and a lot of times undercover, I didn't have my baton hanging off my belt like when I was in uniform, and I didn't have all this other crap. All I had was my gun, and my backup guns, and my knife. And my knife was more to cut somebody out of a car, a crashed car, so I could help them, than to use for defense. But if somebody took my gun and that's all I had, then I would use it. But that wasn't necessarily a lower force option, because a knife would be considered deadly force. So why would I go to a knife deadly force when I could go to a gun deadly force? And other deadly force things is a chokehold. If you choke somebody, that's considered closer to deadly force because you can kill somebody. If you stab somebody, that's deadly force. If I hit you with my baton, it's not deadly force. If I try to hit you in the head, it is deadly force. So a baton can be deadly force. And when somebody hits somebody in the head, you've either got to justify, I use my baton because deadly force is authorized. If a guy's on top of your partner and he's got a knife and he's trying to stab and your partner's doing it and your gun jams and you got your baton, you're authorized to hit him in the head. Even though that's a no-hit target, it's a non-authorized target, and we're never trained to hit in the head, you can hit in the head in that situation because that's when deadly force is authorized. But you have to be able to justify that. So I tell people all the time, instead of worrying about pepper spray, mace, taser, all this other stuff, you get yourself in a jam, you're going to have to justify why you didn't use it, why you went to your gun. With big government, big mean media, everybody, they're going to be like, oh, you just wanted to shoot somebody. Yeah, you carry a gun so you can shoot somebody. Yeah, you wanted to kill them because you had all these other options and you didn't use them because you just wanted to kill my client. So, but if you only have a gun and you're in fear of your life, then you use that gun to protect yourself or to protect others. It's easy, clean, easy peasy, a lot less questions. So am I telling you don't go get a taser, don't get pepper spray? No. Because if you don't have a gun, and that's better than nothing. But if you have all those options on you, you're carrying all those options in your purse, you're going to have to think. And a lot of times when you go to lower force, the suspect has the control to go to higher force. He can jump up and go. So you go, well, he said, give me the money, I'm going to punch you in the face. Well, I can't shoot him for punching me in the face, so I'll pull out my pepper spray. And then as you pull out your pepper spray, he pulls out a knife. Now you're like, shit, okay, he's going to kill me with that knife. I'd rather have a gun in my hand now. Well, now you've got to get rid of the pepper spray and then go for your gun. Or you can pepper spray him with a knife and he can slice you and cut you and stab you. And if you watch my video on 21 feet and how quick somebody with a knife can be deadly, then you'll realize that's not a good option. But if you get all this, and what I told her, I said, look, if you're going to buy pepper spray or you're going to buy a taser, you need to be able to take a shot. I said, cops, when we get pepper spray, we get sprayed pepper spray. We carry a taser, you get shot with a taser so you know what it feels like. Because you don't want to find out what it feels like in the middle of a fight or a crisis or critical incident, and you're in there fighting for your life, and all of a sudden you've never felt pepper spray in your eyes and that burn and that nose, and you've never been able to walk through it, and you can't experience, and that's a first-time shock. You don't want that in a critical incident. You don't want somebody to take your taser away and tase you with it, and that's the first time you felt it. So whatever you buy, I tell people, you need to go out and get used. You need to take a ride on a taser. You need to get shocked with a stun gun. You need to get pepper sprayed. I mean, at a minimum, put some pepper spray on a Q-tip and rub it under your eyes and on your lip there so you can smell it and it'll get the burning if you don't want to take a full squirt. But once you feel that burning, then you need to work on, can I work through this? Can I get past the burning and the pain, and can I continue and focus and complete a task? You know, in the military, we used to go into CS gas. They put us in this big old room. You go in there with your gas mask, you're breathing. It's all cool. Then the instructor goes, take your mask off and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. You're like, you're throwing up and you're running and you can't see. And it's like, because you got to experience that. And they make you stand in there and talk and do all this crap while you're in pain and throwing up and snot's running out of your nose. But you have to experience that. So when it happens again, you're going to know, I can live through it, I can make it, this isn't the end of the world, I need to stay focused and complete my mission, stay alive, take out the threat or stop the threat. Okay, that's my spiel on tasers and stun guns and all that stuff. Hope that helps. Questions in the comments.